I'm Silver. It is Thursday, June 11th. I just want to say a quick hello to any new viewers and an awesome welcome back to all returning viewers. Thank you for coming back, and hopefully you liked the show as well as you did last time, so yay! I really do appreciate you coming by again. You can actually find me on Ravelry as Silverluna2112, at Silver's Treats on Instagram, and at Silver's Knitting on Twitter. I do have a bit to talk to you about this week. Sorry I was delayed last week, but it is what it is, right? Either way, just please grab your drink of choice, your crafting, and away we go. Today, again, since it is later in the day, as is the new normal now for our quarantine-ness, I guess, waiting until MPI is out of work, I now am switching over to water. I did have 2 cups of coffee earlier, so we'll see if that's enough to get me through, right? Anyway, let me take a quick drink and then we'll get started. Okay, in this episode, we do have foes, or finished objects, and do have hose, which is a half object, X's and O's, Silver's Unraveling Fast, Radio GaGa, Silver's Book Pile, Silver in the Case of the Screen Time, The More You Know, and The End of the Road. You know, time hereabout, it's a little bit timey-wimey. So, yeah, let me just get started. Okay, for finished objects, I am going to note all of the yardage that I had when I finished each object. To those that are counting as I go about this section, I am so sorry ahead of time. Anyway, I'm going to be putting all of the yardage on the pictures with the project names in the video as well. Okay, the first project I'm going to talk about is kind of an ongoing project. It's called My Scrappy Happy Blanket. I've actually now started a second blanket that I'm saying take 2. I'm going to be putting these 2 projects pretty much together until I finish the first one now. I have now going to have 2 different blankets of 11 round blanket squares. They are going to be 48, I believe was the number I came up with. I don't know, whatever 6 times 8 is. I have 6 rows and 8 columns. Either way, I haven't connected any of the second one, but the first one I have now put in 6 different rows. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and since the last time we talked, I did enter about 2 batches of 12 squares since the last time we talked, especially about my stash totals. This means I now have a total of 2,208 yards. All the dyers and the colorways I used will be listed on my Ravelry page once I finish the first blanket, especially as I'm only about 4 squares away from getting to the first one. All this should be up. I'm crossing my fingers. You can't see it, but I'm crossing my fingers. That it all should be coming. It should be put up in the next week, I think. I'm hoping. You know, never mind. I'm going to promise you it's going to be done. Because, you know, it take half an hour of work? I don't know. Anyway, for both of these projects, I'm using a size G hook, which is a 4.25 millimeter for both of them. Let's talk about the second project that I finished this time around. I did finish the project that I called Dr. Daddy-O. This got me about 350 53.4 yards for Stash Dash. It was the pattern Doctor Who Reverse Polarity Socks by Rosie Rose. And I did use the Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering Multi in the Newport colorway, which is a gray colorway. Absolutely love the way that it came out. I'm going to try to include a picture down below as well with the pretty much a close-up of that pattern. It's so cute. I love it. Anyway, I did use a size 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter on 16-inch circulars and 9-inch circulars for both. So you know the reason I went up to a size 2 was so that way the cable wasn't stretching the fabric too much. I don't know if you can hear it, but we kind of have a storm rolling in, so if you hear cat running or whatever, you know why. Anyway, the third thing that I did finish this past week was very new to you guys as well. I called this last project that I finished Quitty S20 Matched 2. This did get me 432.4 yards. I was, I would say within 10 yards, if that, until the end of the shawl, which would not have been enough for another row. So yeah, I was playing yarn chicken quite a bit. I did use Andre Sue's sock blank in the socks with a with a winky face, I guess. I don't think that's the official name of the sock blank, but it's what I called it on Ravelry, so you'll be able to find it to see what the sock blank looks like. I did use the Hitchhiker pattern by Martina Ben and a size US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter on 29-inch marble silks. So. And this was actually housed in my pink bell bag by Molly Klein Design. So with this, my final total for Stash Dash is now 6,529.7 yards, or 5,970.76 meters. So yay! I think that means I'm about a third of the way to my goal. I'm hoping I can do a lot better this week. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment. Let's move on to hose or half objects. Now, since the last time we talked, I did get 2 things past the first sock, so bear with me. The first one that I did finish was really new to you guys. You haven't seen it yet. It's the June 2020 DVD socks. In fact, I'm actually up to the second socks ribbing. I had to purposefully put it down so that it wouldn't be another vote for this week. Anyway, I am using the Toe Up Socks with a Difference by Wendy D. Johnson and Desert Vista Dye Works Viso Base in the Crystal Ball Frap. I love this colorway, you guys. I could not wait to get to it. And I am actually knitting these up on a size US 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter on 9-inch circulars for most of the sock. But now that I have gotten to the ribbing again, I am on 2 16-inch circulars. And this project is actually, for now, being housed in my Beauty and the Beast stained glass bag by Molly Klein Designs. Ugh, I do love this bag so much. Anyway, the second thing that I did get a whole sock and portion of the foot on actually is what I called R Bro. I won't tell you it's for yet. But anyway, the pattern I'm using on this one again was the Toe Up Socks with a Difference pattern by Wendy D. Johnson. And I am using West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply in a colorway 0713. The colors have red in it, it has some black in it, it does have some varying colors. I absolutely love this colorway. And I'm hoping I have enough left after I finish the socks that I will have enough to make myself a square for one of the blankets. So, yay. But that's neither here nor there. I am knitting this on a size US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter on both 9-inch circulars for the majority of the sock. And for the heels, toes, and cuffs, I'm using 2 16-inch circulars, which you probably could guess is my default status for anywhere I need to work on, like, purling on my socks. Mostly because I need a little bit more oomph, I guess you can say, when I do the purling. Anyway, before I go on and ramble some more, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next segment. Okay, let's talk X's and O's. Yes, I did put quite a bit of work into the cross stitch that I've been working on, mostly a lot of the background since the last time we talked, especially since I thought that I would just put it away entirely for the duration of Stash Just so I can concentrate on finishing things. But I honestly, I couldn't do it. I had a craving for something new, something entirely fierce. Like, it would not let me alone. And just, I didn't want to cast on anything new until the next term and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is the result. Just to remind you, I am working on the Butterfly Forest pattern by Dimensions. I will show you what I had before and what I finished. I've gotten a little bit below the middle butterfly now. I'm trying to do a lot of the background work to kind of make sure I get all the butterflies in place and then kind of put all the splashing of color that is the butterflies. So I'm trying to get through all the, how do I put this? The boring leafy sections everywhere else, but we'll see how much that lasts, right? But yeah, other than that, I did majority of that. I think in 2 days, roughly. But anyway, before I go on another tangent, I am going to go ahead and move on to the next segment. So, this next segment, Silver's Unraveling Fast, is kind of a statement with how things were going, but that's not why we're here. This particular segment does revolve around anything that I have ripped out this week. I have actually ripped out 2 different things this week. One that I have recast on into something else and one I haven't. So the one that I have not cast back on or anything like that, I have decided that since I haven't worked on the clue at all for the Shawl Around the World MCAL that I was participating in for break month of the Harry Potter House Cup, I thought I just might rip it out. There's just something about the combination of the yarn and clue combo that I just wasn't getting. And also I think I need a little bit more simple pattern, I guess, just to kind of get my mojo going in a crochet shawl. I thought maybe taking this project on would be a way to get my butt in gear and learn more of the stitches, and it was just more frustrating than anything else. I'm going to have to try this one later on down the line, probably with a more solid color, I'm thinking. But I don't know. I am so sorry. I know the designer isn't listening, but I'm just going to apologize. I really, really had wanted to finish that project. But anyway, the next thing that I did rip out was what I called Quarantine Stripiness. This was the Granny Stripes pattern that I was using by Lucy of Attic 24 and an H-hook. I decided stop with the stripy blankets. I don't know what I was going to do with it. Yeah, I decided I did not want to do the pattern on this one anymore. So what I did decide to do was that I was going to turn the same yarn that I had thought for the Quarantine Stripiness into a Grandma's Dishcloth by PG Allen into a blanket. So it's going to just keep going and going and going, kind of as if I need something mindless to work on. Like, I don't want to do anything patterned and I don't want to do socks. That's the project I'm going to go toward. I'm actually using a size US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter 40-inch Chaigu red lace needles, and like I mentioned, I'm using many, many, many different scraps of Patton's Croy. And I'm calling this Blanky 2.0 on Ravelry if you'd like to go ahead and join and just keep an eye on the project as it grows, right? Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next segment. Radio GaGa. So in terms of music, I have been concentrating on listening to the 80s and 90s music channels on Xfinity just because they're good background noise. In fact, it's still playing in the background as we speak right now, but I have that on mute so you can hear me. Anyway, I've also been listening to the 2018 playlist that I made when I was going down to SSK because I haven't in a little while and I thought it was about time. In terms of podcasts, I have been listening to Wine and Crime, and That's Why We Drink, The Murder Squad, My Favorite Murder, Follow On, and there's a few others in there. I don't know what the titles are off the top of my head. I haven't listened to them in like a week, so sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next segment. Silver's book pile. Alright, so I have finished a total of 9 books, and the 9th I finished literally this morning. Probably really early because I had a bout of insomnia, but that's neither here nor there. I have finished Hot Stuff by Carly Phillips, Marrying His Best Friend by Jennifer Grayson, Buried Passion by Aiden Bates. Also, Secrets on the Sand by Roxy St. Clair, Game Set Match by Nana Malone, Fever by Lola Taylor, Hide Your Heart by Tracy Alvarez, An Indecent Proposal by Stephanie Julian, and It Started with a Kiss by Lindy Dale. Sorry, can't read my own handwriting sometimes. As to what I'm currently reading, I am actually reading Twilight by Stephanie Meyer, along with the Hot and Bothered podcast. So when they go chapter by chapter, we do like analysis and things like that. Let's see. Oh, and the other thing that I am currently reading is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, along with the Harry Potter and the Secret Text podcast. Okay, so I'm kind of feeling weird about saying this because, quite frankly, the author is a butthead. I have decided, much like the rest of the Harry Potter community, that these books were actually written by Daniel Radcliffe and not that POS that's on the byline. But that's neither here nor there. If you need a refresher on what she said, yeah, that's up to you to go find her on her Twitter page. But I will not repeat those comments because they are rude and stupid as all get out. Anyway, before I really start rambling about the injustices of the world, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next segment. Silver and the Case of the Screen Time. I have been watching quite a bit this past week. In terms of TV, I have binged a show called Destination Fear, which is 2 whole seasons that I binged. It's a really good show, you guys. You should definitely look it up. It's 3 different explorers that stay the night at haunted locations. Only one of them knows where the heck they're going, and he creates these packets of information for each location to scare the ever-living bejesus out of the 2 other people that are going with them. And then they do have this cameraman guy who, like, is supposed to be just kind of observing them from a distance, but no, he ends up getting in the middle of the action. It's kind of great and kind of what all at the same time. Let's see, I've also been watching A Ghost Nation, Portals to Hell, Snapped, Killer Couples, obviously as it sounds, Mark of a Killer, which is a newer show to me. Another newer show is Celebrity Watch Party. Again, I love that show. And kind of a little bit of Supernatural and Stargate SG-1, because yeah, it's kind of my go-to when the S hits the fan. So yeah. In terms of podcasts, I have been watching the Knit Girls, the Dramatic Knits, Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch podcast, also Mad Fuzzy, Tea and Possibilities, and Stitching the High Notes. Joe has actually had vlogs almost every single day for the past couple months during quarantine, and wow, girlfriend. I know they're a lot of work, and I think it's kind of worth it to kind of give everybody a little bit of entertainment, especially in today's age, but good on you. Let's see. Oh, other things that I have been watching, so specifically 2 different YouTube channels I'm going to mention. Abdallah Smash, who is pretty awesome. He does a lot of Animal Crossing hints, and with my obsession recently from Animal Crossing, you can understand why I go to his channel for a lot of different hints and things like that. Another YouTube channel I have been watching a lot of is I think her name is Siska Says on YouTube. I have been watching a lot of her Supernatural episode react series and just kind of following along by watching an episode with her. She has so many other series on her channel too that I think I may be following along and doing the same with those, but we shall see. Like I said, she follows so many different series and I love it. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick drink and I will see you in the next segment. The more you know. Okay, you guys, it is time for a Cal breakdown in terms of the Great Podcaster Craft Together. Just a quick few details like you probably know already. This is a Cal that I am hosting in 2020. The Craft Together started on the 1st of January and will go until December 31st. Now, if you are a podcaster and like to go ahead and, host a FO thread on your Ravelry board as well, that's fine with me. Chatter threads are even better. That way we can get to know each other better. By the way, I do have one. I'll put a link in the show notes as well as the down bar down below the video. So giving away prizes is up to your personal preference if you're a podcaster. If you are officially participating in the long, just please go ahead and PM me directly. I will add you to the list of podcasts participating, which does include your podcast banner being added to the page, and you will be on the list of moderators if you so choose. Now, if you do listen to any podcast at all and would like to go ahead and join in, just please go ahead, join in, spread the word, and use the hashtag TGPAL2020 on Instagram and anywhere. I'll also put that on the video so you can see. I talk a little fast. I'm sorry. In terms of the rules of the Along, you must be a member of the Cal or Along Ravelry group. If you are not on Ravelry anymore and you would still like to go ahead and join in the Along, you are more than welcome to. Just please use that hashtag on Instagram. I will make sure to grab all FO pictures from that feed throughout the year as well, and I will be adding that to any prize drawing. So, yay. Now, what's new for 2020 that wasn't in 2019 was that there isn't going to be a yardage minimum goal, so have at it. Another thing is that single socks do count, unless of course that you finish the pair. Each pair will only count once, sorry. That's just kind of how it goes. Because, socks usually come in pairs. But anyway, I digress. Now this goes for any project that you finish in 2020. It will definitely count for the Along. All non-Ravelry projects do count as well. I just ask that if you can post before and after photos. Non-Ravelry crafts do include like needlepoint, cross-stitching, scrapbooking, latch hooking. I've seen people doing some cooking, like whatever it is. As long as you're crafty and use, say for example, I don't know, you wanted to sew some masks, those count. Anyway, so in this Along, poly dipping is allowed and even encouraged with other Alongs as well. Now, if you do wish, you can go ahead and share the other Alongs that you have actually entered this project into. That would be great. Because honestly, I'm always looking for new Alongs to put my projects in. And sorry. And that way, if we would like to, we can go ahead and participate in those Alongs as well. And that really does depend on their rules, but I'm kind of open and cheater friendly with this one. Now, in the case of scrappy blankets, one stripe or one square counts as an FO in this context because, quite frankly, based on the numbers of projects that I have, who isn't working on some version of a scrappy blanket or like 2 or 3? Yeah. All right, you want to know about the prizes, right? All right, well, I am still kind of looking for anyone that would like to go ahead and donate prizes, especially for a grand prize. If you would like to go ahead and donate something, please go ahead and PM me directly on Ravelry. I am Silverluna2112, or you can actually DM me on Instagram or even on Facebook if you would like to add something to the prize pool. Like I mentioned, I'm still collecting prizes. I did get a little bit of a late start this year, and I have been trying to catch up all year. Oh yes, speaking of prizes, if you participated in last year's along, I still have yet to send out those prizes. I am so sorry. Based on all the quarantine crud that's going on right now, we've kind of put it off at least another month or so, just to kind of get everything a chance to kind of relax and get back together. But I'm hoping by the beginning of August everything will be cleared and we'll be good to go. Not like I was actually in quarantine or anything, but like, or I got exposed or anything like that. No, it's just me being like, I have a bunch of boxes that need to go out. It needs to be empty and I going out, that whole thing. Anyway, I'm digressing so hardcore, but you kind of need to know what was going on in the background, right? You can't see it, but I got both thumbs up. Anyway, let's go on to this year's prizes. For this year, I'll be giving away 12 individual $10 under patterns on Ravelry, so one per month. I'm also going to be giving away 4 total copies of my Proud to Be Me pattern or the Wizarding World Tour pattern that just came out, so 1 per quarter. I'm also going to be giving away 1 free pattern from Java Pro Designs every month. Like I said, a total of 12. And for every 50 FOs, I will be highlighting different designers on Ravelry and will be giving away one of their giftable patterns. If you have any ideas for any like unknown or lesser known designers who really do deserve our love, especially in this time, please just let me know. I'd love to add them to the list. Now, since the beginning of the year, we have had over 350 FOs entered in the thread, the FO thread. To this end, I'm actually going to be selecting somebody to win a pattern from Jody of the Grocery Girls Ravelry store. I'll include the link to her store below so that way you can go ahead and take a look and see which patterns you would like. Let's see. Oh, from Desert Vista Dye Works, we are going to be giving away 3 separate skeins from her. On her Viso base, we do have the Neon Cotton Candy colorway. I love this colorway. The colorway Somebody Needs Some Courage. And on her Xian or her Sparkle base, it is the Mother of All Zombie Queens. It's an H-striper. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous, you guys. I wish I had taken a better picture before I put it into a plastic container. I'll have to do that sometime this week. So maybe we'll see it next month. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. From Nice and Knit, there are going to be 2 different colorways from their fingering base. The first one is the Sand Dollar colorway. And the second one is the Times Square colorway. I love those too, you guys. Oh, let's see. Oh, yes. And we did have a donation directly from my local yarn store, from New England Yarn and Spindle LLC. She did donate a skein of Rainbow Sprinkles by Sweet Georgia Yarns. I absolutely love this colorway. And the owner of the store location was like, here. Let's see. Oh, from Knit Picks, we do still have the Gold Needle Organizer, which we'll be sending out soon-ish. All right, so who finished FOs in May? We have D-Door 4, Elsa and M, I Now Hour, Jodadiah, Elle McCall, Meditative Crafter, Mo's Crochet, Nicole S, Original Sin, The Zeneca. Also have T. Kimmy Kim and Walsh Central. So congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much for participating. All of those FOs, you guys. So impressed with how much you guys have been able to finish. Let's be honest, I probably finished about a quarter of what you guys finished this month. All right, in terms of most loves. If you haven't noticed already, I have been hitting the little love button on every project because honestly, I cannot get enough of the awesomeness that you've been working on and finishing this past month. It's just who I am. I love to share the love, I guess, and to celebrate everyone's accomplishments. If you agree with me and would like to go ahead and start doing so, that would be awesome. However, there's also going to be an added twist for those that decide to do so. At the end of each month this year, I will be awarding the most what I call lovers, in quotes, with a pattern of their choice from Ravelry. So be sure to go ahead and go by and vote on your favorite FOs from post 312 to 372 before midnight on the 1st of July. Basically, that's when I'll be coming by and locking the thread and awarding all prizes. So make sure that you leave a comment here in that thread as well, in the honorable mentions May thread, that you have gone ahead and voted. You may be in the running for a prize of that way as well. Yay. Okay, let's go on to this month's prize winners. For the winner of the $10 or under pattern on Ravelry, post number 131, who is Nicole S. So congratulations. From Java Pearl Designs, the free pattern goes to post number 278, who is Jodadiah. So congratulations. If you both can go ahead and send me a PM directly with which pattern you would like, I will go ahead and make sure we send that over as soon as we can. Okay, so in terms of the most loves from April, from post 234 to 311, there were actually 2 different posts that had 6 votes each. One is post number 292, who is Nicole S., and post number 294, who is Original Sin. So congratulations. If you can, just PM me with which patterns you would like. I will send them over as soon as I possibly can. Now, in terms of the voters from April, we did have posts 2 through 7 in the honorable mentions April thread. Post number 5 was the winner of this one. This was I, now ours, and congratulations. Just like I said, send me a PM, Silverluna 2112 on Ravelry, and I will send you the pod. Wow, oh my god, let me try that one more time. So I know our if you can go ahead and send me a PM with which pattern you would like of $10 or under on Ravelry, I will go ahead and send that over as soon as I possibly can. All right, and the last prize that I'm going to give away is what I'm simply calling designer stuff. The winner of the pattern through Jody's pattern store is post number 125, who is Walsh Central. So congratulations. If you can go ahead and take a look at all of Jody's projects and all of her wonderful, wonderful patterns, and just send me a PM with which pattern you would like, I will send that right over. Okay, I'm going to take a quick drink and then we're going to move on to the next segment. All right, we have come to the end of the road. I am pretty social. You can find me on our Ravelry board, which is Silver's Dreamland Podcast. I am Silverluna 2112 there. On Facebook, Silver's Dreamland can be found at Silver's Dreamland as well. On Instagram, I am Silver's Treats. On Twitter, I am at Silver's Knitting. Now, I do tend to read through all messages as soon as I possibly can. If you don't happen to hear from me within 24 hours, please feel free to go ahead and email me directly at silversdreamland@gmail.com. As always, everything that I do talk about can be found in the show notes at www.silversdreamlandpodcast.com, or some in the little snippets in the description box below. If you haven't done so already, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell down below. This way others can find me in my little corner of YouTube. That, and you can also see when I post videos. Okay, I have rambled for long enough. I know your time is valuable, so please feel free to join in any discussion, or you can even start your own on the Silver Dreamland Ravelry board. I don't bite, I promise. If you are feeling generous, please hit that like button below this video so that others can find my show as well. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And please stay tuned for episode 91 next week. Until next time, happy crafting! please stay tuned for episode 91 next week. Until next time, happy crafting. Lols. I can't remember my own name sometimes.